Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sparky's Tech Corner. Now today we've got another product review. This is a tool I've actually had for a while. I bought this specifically for the job I work at to help me diagnose stuff, but it also helps me out with stuff here at the house. And let me go ahead and minimize myself here. And let's bring up the overhead camera. What we have here is a snap-on thermal imaging camera. And what this is the EETH300 thermal imager. It retails for about $1,395 on Snap-on. You can buy them cheaper online, but they're either usually secondhand or they're used. I bought this dealer. He gave me a deal on it. One of the deals was, do a review on it for him so he can show it out, all that good stuff. So this is what this is. So when we open this box up, pretty much straightforward. Go ahead and get this out here. Comes with a little brochure and doesn't come up with a user's manual. Instead, the user's manual is actually on the device itself. When you go through and you hook this up to your computer, the manual's it's saved onto the main hardware of the device itself. So that's pretty cool. It comes with a charger, comes with a USB cable, uses a USB mini Type C. Go through the specifications on this. It's not too fancy. Doesn't really go up a lot and doesn't really go down a lot. But any other thermal imager you get is gonna have a really, really, really tiny screen on it. Whenever I was going through and was gonna buy one, I was debating between Snap-on or a DeWalt. Most of my rechargeable tools are DeWalt tools. And DeWalt actually has a thermal imager that uses the rechargeable batteries that I use for my drills and all my other diagnostic equipment. So it was a toss-up between those two. The only problem was the watt screen was a quarter the size of what this one was, and really don't have nothing I can put into preference of how big it is. But the screen is, I want to say, 3 inches long and 3 inches wide. So it's a pretty big screen. So let's go ahead and go through a little bit of the specifications here. It ranges from a temperature of -4 degrees Fahrenheit or -20 degrees Celsius to 840 degrees Fahrenheit, 450 degrees Celsius. The screen resolution is 320 by 240. So I was wrong about it's 3 by 2 inches actually. It comprises of 4,800 different temperature zones. Pistol grip uses a lithium-ion battery. Charge time's about 4 hours, and I can pretty much stay. It's 4 hours. That's one of the bad things I don't like about it is the battery time on this does not last too long. So whatever you use it for, make sure you have a charger right there for you. It uses micro SD card. Don't believe it comes with a micro SD card. This is one I had. It's just a little 8 GB one. I've got tons of them around the house. But let's go ahead and power this thing on real quick. You'll go through the startup screen, and it's pretty much a self-explanatory system. You got a range bar on the right hand side of the device that will tell you the ranges of the temperature that the sensor is actually picking up. So if I was to actually put my hand underneath here, you can tell that the ranges differ. It says I put my hand array, everything goes back. So right now, as it stands, it's reading 85 degrees to 79 degrees. So that's the range. If I put my hand here, let it calibrate real quick. It's ranging from temperatures between 91 degrees to 78 degrees. So that's something kind of cool that this device uses. What I have right here, I have a glass of ice water. And I've got my digital voltmeter with a Type K thermal bulb. Now, Type K thermal bulbs help, but not very accurate. They have a temperature range that varies between 10 to 15 degrees. So its accuracy has got to be plus or minus 10 to 15 degrees. So they help for whatever you are somewhat troubleshooting, but if you need an exact temperature, this is not the tool to use. So if I stick this in here, this water's been sitting for a while. As we can tell, it's about what the temperature probe's picking up, about 37, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. So, with that, let's go ahead and take a thermal imager and see if I can just take a quick snap. 21 degrees Fahrenheit is the coldest, ranging to about (79 to 21 is what the board's reading at. What I'm pointing at is about 23 degrees Fahrenheit, and the actual water temperature, the coldest point is about 21 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is mixed with salt, and I just pulled this out of the freezer before I even came in here. So I assume that these temperatures are pretty accurate. I know that my voltmeter's off. I know the thermal bulb's off. They're never accurate. My infrared thermometer has, stated as such too. A meat thermometer. You gotta have some variation. They're not gotta be 100% accurate. Now, I've got some pictures that let me go ahead and get pulled up. Screen sharing that I've actually taken. So these are pictures that I've taken with this device. This is actually a part of water that I had heating on the stove. So as you can tell, there's different variations of temperature on this. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. But like I was saying here, on the right hand side, you can tell there's the range meter. It tells you what the coldest rain is and what the hottest rain is within the sensor probe of the thermal imager. So this is one of my soldering irons, and I was doing this in Celsius. This is actually the soldering iron that went out on me, that stopped heating, and my thermal imager is what I used to actually tell me what was going on with the heating element in that iron, and that's why I came to the conclusion that my iron was going dead. So here's another picture of an iron. This is a newer one I bought. It's actually doing pretty good. That is actually a corner of my house in wintertime. Finding air leaks within the walls. So as you can tell, 20 degrees Fahrenheit is what's coming in, and 71 degrees Fahrenheit is what the house was. And you can actually tell there was a draft there, but this thermal imager makes it so much easier to figure stuff out like that. So I've used this for a while, and I actually like it. My thoughts and regards on this device. There are better ones out there for a cheaper price, but I like this one because I can see the screen, and I also got a deal on this one. So I wish that the temperature range on it went up to about 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, because some of the stuff I walk with gets up around 1400 degrees. Unfortunately, we can't all have what we want, but since I was able to get a deal on this, and it has a screen that I actually can see on it, this is one I went with. I recommend it for, like doing stuff around the house, taking components, like if you walk on chips, you can find shorted chips for this because the chips will heat up. You find bad relays. In automotive fields, you can find misfiring or missing injectors. You can find out, if you got any air leaks or heater leaks within your dash, any HVAC piping that's messed up. So all around, it's a good tool and I recommend it. However, like I said, it's got a steep price of about $1,400 through Snap-on. So it's your preference of whether you buy this tool or not. Like I said, for me, it's already paid for itself 2 times over at my job. So for me, it works for exactly what I needed to. And I'm a heavy duty truck mechanic. I work on Cummins, Caterpillar engines, Paccar engines. I do it on a daily basis. It really helps looking for like exhaust leaks, missing cylinders, variations in the condenser, the CAC cooler radiator, checking for when thermostats opens up, HVAC issues on trucks, heater element issues. I mean, it is a good tool and I do recommend it. So it's not a full in-depth review. I'm just going over the tool itself. Basically, I'll link Snap-on's site below, and it has a much better detailing of what this tool can actually do, and I'll guarantee it's spot on for what it says. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video off here. If you like the video, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.